Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Take those off so I can read. As you get older, your eyes change to a degree. I've always been nearsighted, so it's easier for me to see up close. I can actually drive a car as well. And so, I mean, distance is the issue. Like, I can drive my car without my glasses. I'm not going to see what the signs say until I'm right up on top of them. So that's like the only difference. Because I've done that a few times. So let me just see how I do without my glasses on. And I can drive fine, so it's not like I have to have them. But if I want to see anything farther away and see what's going on, it's a good idea that I have them on. So, but up close, as I've gotten older, I have to take them off so I can see, because it's maddening. All right. It is January 3rd. It is Monday, 2021. 2022. I will be live streaming tonight for hardcore members only. That will be at 8 o'clock. If you are interested in partaking in that, you can go to my main page. You hit the join button, and that's how you can become a hardcore member. Okay, so I do that every Monday for my hardcore members, and so we have great discussions, and it's very much more personalized, because obviously we're not having 800, 900, 1,000 people in the chat. So it would be nice if it was. I'd be like, woohoo! No, I'm just goofing, but you know, it's a much more personalized thing. So if you're interested in that, you feel free to do that. Any support at any of the 3 levels on my members page is appreciated. Any money that I do make, as you guys know, always goes back into my homestead to make it better, and so that's where the money goes. So anyway, all right, let's do this video. So if you guys remember that couple in St. Louis, and you know, they had a mob of people broke down the gate, and you know, were on their private property, and so they came out in front of their property with 2 weapons. He had a rifle, she had a pistol. Now, first of all, the problem with that is 2 things. 2 things are a problem with that. Neither one of them, apparently, it looked, as you could see looking at them, had any extra magazines. So maybe, I'd have to look at the picture to see how big his magazine was in the rifle. He might have had 20 rounds, maybe. Her pistol, between 8 and 15 rounds max is what she would have had in that pistol. And it was a smaller pistol, so I'm going to say probably 8 to 10. The problem is, once, and looking at the picture, she looked like she had no idea what she was doing, and she was scared to death, which makes a difference too. If you are facing a mob like that, and they're coming rushing at you, number one, you've got yourself out in the open, you're exposed, and if you don't have extra magazines to be able to reload, as soon as you fire off your 20 rounds or 10 rounds, you got nothing, and that's not a good place to be. So, what can you do as an individual to make your home more secure in times of unrest? What can you do? What can you do right now, totally legal, that you can do to secure your home, to make your home safer and better in periods when things are going to be, you know, unruly? So I got a list together here, okay? So one of the things that you can do, and a lot of these are deterrents. It's going to slow people down. It's not going to stop a determined enemy, just so you know. So it's giving you that early warning. It's giving you time to react in those type of things, all right? So first thing what you can do is, probably the most important thing is lights and cameras, all right? If you have motion sensor lights, if you have cameras, and the reason that you want both is it's actually very simple. You have the motion detector lights, so if people come on, those lights go on. When those lights go on, especially if you have dogs, because hopefully you have dogs, the dogs are going to go bananas. They're going to hear something, they're going to alert you and wake you up that something is going on. Excuse me. But you want the cameras because you want to be able to identify who the perpetrators are. So the cameras need to be up higher. They need to be out in the open so people see them. It is absolutely a deterrent for some folks, okay? Because that way, if somebody is coming, you can get a good, clear picture of them. So that is just more of a visual deterrent, all right? Because if somebody's sneaking up in the dark and the motion lights go on and all of a sudden everything's lit up like Christmas, you know, they may change their mind. They may not. Like I said, if you have a determined enemy, you're going to have to do what you have to do. Second thing that you can do is you can have tripwires. Now, tripwires can either be set up to be... Now, I wouldn't... Okay, so let's break it down in... Right now, if I was going to have a tripwire, what I would have that to like a flashbang, or you know, something that was going to make a loud noise that was going to alert me that somebody's out there. That's what I would do something like that for. Now, worst case scenario afterwards, tripwires can be used to trigger devices that are going to do serious damage to folks. A lot of times what you have to understand in a worst case scenario event, you're looking more to hurt and maim than kill. And why do I say that? If you have an enemy that's coming and you have a tripwire, and let's say it's hooked up to a thing where once they trip the wire, like as a spring trap comes out, but you have it set for thigh level, okay? So that thing comes out and catches them in the thighs. It's not going to kill them, but it's going to hurt them really, really bad. That forces, if you have a group of people, it's going to force that group to do one of two things. Either they abandon that person, or they have to help them. Having to help them is going to take up time and other people. Okay, so that's what you're looking for, and that's why just a straight out kill, that's all well and good. But if you've hurt them real bad, now they're going to be screaming. They're going to be drawing a lot of attention to themselves, and you can always put them down afterwards if you have to. But those are the things. But for right now in our society today, I would have it more of a flashbang to make loud noises and you know, and those type of things, so that you're aware that somebody's there, and you want that like ankle high, so when it catches them, they're going to fall, and those type of things. But it could be, like I said, that tripwire that's just designed not to make them fall. But, you know, if you make it more difficult, you're making it more difficult for them to approach you, all right? The next thing you can do is hedges. Now, with hedges, you just don't want to have, you know, your normal, regular hedges, all right? What you want to have with your hedges is you grow things for thickness, and so that it can be intertwined, and also you want to grow the things that have those spiky. Everything's got spiky. Again, it's not going to stop a determined enemy, but it's going to be more of a deterrent. So maybe they go, well, you know, they can't get through a 3-foot thick hedge easily, so they're going to come down the path. What does that do? That's a tunneling effect. And you have that set up that where if they're coming down that path, you got it covered, and you need to do what you got to do. All right? Again, these are not things that are going to stop a determined enemy, but it's going to hold them up. It's going to cause them stress, and it's going to slow them down, which gives you time to react. What you're looking for is time to react, okay? The next thing I would say is you can go with electric fences, all right? Fences in general, excuse me, fences in general are a good thing. So you can have the inside of your hedge and have a fence on the inside of your hedge, right? So if they get through the first thing, now they got to go through the second thing, that interior fence, because nobody's going to see it from outside. You can put barbed wire on the top of it, you could put the spikes on it, whatever the case may be. Again, you're not looking to completely stop somebody, you're looking to slow them down. That's really important, okay? The next thing that I would have on my list would be, let's see, spike strips, okay? Spike strips are legal now. You can use spike strips. Somebody comes on your property, you can set it in so far. If they're driving in, they catch the spike strips, they're not driving back out. It's really a smart thing to do. It's a smart thing to have. And like I said, it's not illegal to have a spike strip, so that's something to think about. Because you sure don't want somebody just driving right on up to the house, okay? You want to stop them farther out. You want to cause them trouble all the way with everything that's going on. There's two more things, guys. The next thing on the list is dig a ditch, okay? If you dig a ditch around your property, again, it's not going to stop a determined enemy, but they're not going to be able to come in from different pinpoints because you have those ditches dug, and you can call it a drainage ditch. You don't have to make it obvious, but you have it deep enough that they're not driving a vehicle over the top of it. So that's and then you can always have things in the bottom of there that will make it more difficult for somebody to come through, and those type of things as well. Again, that's going to be whatever you decide to put in that ditch to make it that much more difficult for people to access you. The last thing that I would say to have is good large dogs. Whatever breed you're into, whatever you want to have, really, really good. I got Hella because her breed is very, very protective. Caesar and Pandora are great dogs, okay? They're great dogs. They're going to let you know if somebody's there, which is great. But when people see Hella, they're going to be like, oh, no freaking way. Because her natural instinct is to protect. And if they sense, the dogs have this unbelievable sense that somebody has bad intentions. They're going to know that. And they're going to protect their pack, period. That's their job. That's what their entire being is designed to do. So if you have those type of dogs, first of all, it's another early warning system for you. If you're out in the middle of the country and you're in a pretty isolated situation and your dogs start barking, it's either predators, meaning coyotes, bears, or whatever the case may be, or it could be the two-legged predators. So those are things you want to pay attention to. So having that dog's hearing is much, much better than a human being's hearing. They're going to give you, again, early warning system. They're going to definitely deter people from just coming in. Now, probably they would try to shoot your dogs, okay? But your idea is to get the dogs to let you know what's going on. Once they do that, if you bring them in the house with you, that's all well too. But I wouldn't keep them outside, especially in a firefight, because then you're going to lose you lose your animals. But they're a great deterrent. People always think twice. We had a house. I'll give you an example. I lived in Rochester, New York with my first wife. And we had 2 Rottweilers, okay? The neighbors next door had gone on vacation, and they had 2 ankle biter dogs, right? Their house got broken into, and they got robbed. Our house never got broken into and was never robbed, because if we were not home, those dogs were inside the house, okay? And so people that when they're scouting out, they're watching, they're looking for weak spots, they're looking for soft spots in your defenses to be able to come at you, to be able to, they're not going to rob a home that's got big old guard dogs. They're just not going to do it. And so those are things you need to think about. So I hope this list helps. I definitely want to hear your feedback. If there's something that I may have left off the list for a home defense like that, I mean, you could do, the shutter windows that are steel windows so that they can be closed. But I'm just talking for outside perimeter. I'm not talking about your house directly, but a deterrent before people get to your house. So if I've missed anything, I definitely would like to hear that in the comments and hear your thoughts on that. And so I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' replies. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a great day. Remember, folks, I hope you've enjoyed the fire too. It's very, very nice and toasty warm on a very, very cold day. Remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and as soon as we can figure that out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen, so it's important to tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, You can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else. Stay positive. Stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? New year, hopefully we can get time. Time is what all of us need for preparation. Get your houses in order. Be prepared. Be able to protect the people that you care and love, and be ready as much as you possibly can be. All right? I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.